This podcast is sponsored by Swift Lifestyles, brand new energy drink. Be sure to use the code Yin Yang for $15 off your next purchase. And enjoy the show.
The following podcast may contain foul language, which some may find offensive. Unless you're a robot, they don't count.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bored, so I think I'm going to do what I love doing, and that's scrambling toasters.
Oh, God.
Why are you going to scramble the toasters?
Because I like to scramble the toasters. Hello, everyone.
Ah!
Did you really need to do the freaking accent?
I had to.
It's funnier with the accent.
Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Yin Yang Podcast, episode 30. That's right. We've been doing this for 30 episodes. As always, I'm your host, D-Pad, and with me, as always, is You Kirby.
Hi there.
And Robot Toaster.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so as I said, it's our 30th episode, and so we have a lot of stuff planned for this episode. But before we get into the fun stuff, we are going to cover some news topics. But before that, how are you guys doing?
Hot.
Pretty good.
It's hot where you are,
it's been
right?
really hot here lately.
Yeah. It's literally fucking...
See-
it's 88 right now.
89 over here, and our air conditioning is busted.
Oh, nothing sucks more than having like a busted AC when it's extremely hot out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least
I
in
can
the
tell that
winter
from
you can
experience.
put more clothes on when it's cold.
Yeah,
What you're supposed to do in the summer, strip naked.
pretty much.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry, because that's actually what one of my friends does. And I know because I went over one time and I walked in on him completely. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. But I've been busy, and one of the reasons I've been busy is because work is going to be doing a drive-in thing on the 25th of this month. And my boss is letting me do some sort of pre-show for it, so I've just been working on trying to figure out what exactly I have to do for it, because I keep getting like notes like, okay, do this, that. It's the whole thing. And aside from that, I've also started joining Yu and Edgy again for Split Screen Squad.
Yeah. Yeah, which we have been actually, which we have recorded up to the rest of Spyro. That'll be ending up next week as of this recording. And we will be going back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas the following day.
Yeah, no. I still feel bad, like I was busy, and so like I started the Spiral Part 2, like the second game with Yu, and
he did the first two episodes. We were gonna record a third one, but he got sick midway through. And then
blame my supper. Blame I didn't feel okay, blame I didn't expect to get sick. Like, okay, we're getting ready to record the third episode, and all of a sudden I throw up, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stop right here.
Yeah, maybe something shouldn't be said on the internet.
Well, okay, everyone knows that the internet is for porn.
Oh, god damn it.
It is?
That's why it exists. But yeah, I'm happy to finally have the time to actually rejoin Split Screen Squad, so there's that. So, how is your streaming doing, Yu? Because you've been kind of experimenting with your streams.
I have been jumping between YouTube and Twitch for the past few weeks, which I'm probably just going to be sticking with
Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch for right now. I have started basically both Spider-Man Miles Morales, which probably will take like maybe 3 or 4 more sessions to do. To finish up, and I also have started doing Final Fantasy 16, which that's not going to take 3 or 4 more sessions. That's going to be honestly, I want to say that's probably going to be like maybe 15 or so. I don't know.
Not bad, honestly.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, like honestly, like as I said, you know, your streams are good, and I'm trying to make an effort to actually join in a little bit more if I'm able to. But yeah, anything you want to add before we get into our announcements, Toaster?
Well, I'm gonna be going to Maine next week. Well, yeah, next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll be geographically closer to you.
Nice.
Kind of.
Nice.
If I get poutine, I will send you pictures of it.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to try some poutine. It's a Canadian cuisine.
I've had poutine. It's great, and it's just not as readily available in my state of residence.
That sucks. All right, what was I going to do?
I mean, but we can get other things like clam chowder and stuff, and I'll be eating a lot of fried seafood because that's what we do in New England.
Chowder.
Judas.
No, I just I can't add. Honestly, it looks like
kidding. You can have your own opinions.
It looks like barf to me. But anyway, a little bit of news before we actually be. Oh, fuck you. As I was saying, a little bit of announcements before we begin, and that is we actually have ourselves a sponsor for the podcast. Well, don't everyone cheer at once.
I don't think they can hear us.
That's the joke.
Mind.
That's the joke.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Or we can't hear them.
I'll explain it to you after, okay, Toaster?
Alright.
Anyway,
the freaking circuits are scrambled because you scrambled the toasters!
I'm sorry! I told you I like to scramble toasters. But anyway,
we'll scramble other toasters!
Anyway, we are sponsored by Swift Energy, and so if you use our code Yin Yang during checkout, you will receive 15% off on your order.
We should make a note. Is it one word, or is there a hyphen between yin and yang?
It's all one word. It's all one word. It's all one word.
Yeah,
capital Y, capital Y, like for both yin and yang.
Yeah, and we will be having that in the descriptions now.
Yep, definitely. And also, a little bit of other news. We're also on SoundCloud now. So, hello to everyone listening to us on SoundCloud when this comes out.
Yeah, we're not going to be adding the older episodes onto SoundCloud. It's just going to be 30 onwards.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
the reason for that is mostly because... What, Toaster?
I was going to make a joke.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they wouldn't have heard of us yet. Shoot, it came out wrong. I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm scrambling you after.
I deserve it.
But no. But no. The reason why we're not going to be uploading our older episodes is because I would have to manually convert them into audio files again, because I actually don't have the actual video files anymore. I had to save some space on my computer and that. So, yeah, to make everything easier on me, we're just gonna start with episode 30 and then onwards. If I can get some time, I'll probably make a second SoundCloud account for as an archive channel. So if people want to listen to the older episodes, they'll probably be up there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Eventually, not now. Probably in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hello to everyone on SoundCloud. And if you're wondering why aren't we on Spotify, we're gonna try SoundCloud out first to see how we do on it first. And then as a group, we're gonna make a decision if we want to also move to Spotify too. we're branching out, but slowly.
Yeah, we are.
So there's that. Yeah.
All right. Just like this other podcast I listen to.
All right. And the other bit of news is our own toaster here. That's just weird saying our own little toaster. Our robot toaster actually finished
who is only
a drawing.
brave on some occasions.
Hmm?
I was making a joke. You said
Anyway.
our own little toaster.
Okay. Yeah, brave little toaster. I was making that reference. But anyway,
Okay.
our own little toaster here finished a drawing that they had done for Yu, and she was also kind enough to actually do a group photo with our chibi. I guess you could say chibi designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our characters.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Honestly, I'm blown away by this toaster. It looks extremely nice.
Aww.
Yeah. There's that, and like, hopefully Yu's actually posting them up on screen to show off.
I am.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And so I actually had a coworker today because I showed off the coworker the art, and the coworker's like, "Who drew this?" And I'm like, "The toaster. How can a toaster draw? They don't have arms." And I'm like,
I use my little levers as arms.
Yes. And then I told Toaster this on my server, and she's like, telekinesis. So it's a mixture of telekinesis and her little lever arms.
It's but like VeggieTales. I have invisible hands.
Yes. Yes, there's that.
For Homestar Runner.
But I will say, eventually we're gonna work on upgrading Toaster to a more human body.
When we can afford it.
Yeah. I mean, the parts alone for the toaster, it cost me like an arm and a nickel. Or an arm and a leg.
I wasn't aware that nickels were body parts. But then again, I'm a toaster, so I don't know that much about human anatomy.
Okay, your power source is a hamster on a wheel. That hamster dies, you die, just so you know. Which is why I have to replace it every, 5 months.
See, I told you we should upgrade to a guinea pig. Those things provide more power.
But guinea pigs are expensive. Anyway, let's get into our news a little bit first before we do with the fun stuff, shall we?
Yep.
And
you
to start things
you
off,
to talk about, right?
Hmm?
You had some art you wanted to talk
I'm
about.
saving that for after. That's part of the fun stuff.
All right, cool.
But all right, you had something about Mortal Kombat.
So as of between here and the last podcast, we actually now had a combat cast, which is basically just hey, here's some stuff from the game for Mortal Kombat 1. This new one introduced Johnny's mechanics, which basically the more specials and taunts he does, the more it increases a star power bar. When that happens, he gets a buff. So basically, it appears they're going with a Capcom style buffing system for Johnny. So that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What this gives him is it buffs his attack power and allows him to basically special cancel. So you could just spam nut punches.
Mm.
We also have the next two new characters turning, which are Smoke, whose backstory is going to be changed to an adopted Lin Kuei, because I believe in 9, I've not played 9. I don't know if I would. He was a Lin Kuei, but turned into a cyber soldier. Now he's basically an adopted Lin Kuei. And Rain, who's now going to be a magician an outworld magician instead of an Edenian ninja. So that's kind of weird.
That is weird. That's honestly a little bit weird.
Yeah, it appears he's going to take an antagonistic role though, but I'm not seeing much. We also, and sticking with the Lin Kuei, because this was mostly a Lin Kuei based thing, we do have the Cyber Lin Kuei coming back with Sector and Cyrax as cameos. We also have Frost returning as a human, also cameo. You know, those you might remember that the last time she appeared was 11 when she was basically just, oh, I'm taking over Cyber Lin Kuei. So she actually was a robot in 11. So it's really weird, but interesting to see. Maybe they won't make her a literal edgelord who wants power. Maybe they'll actually make her listen to people.
You think? Hopefully.
Yeah. It's like, honestly, it's like it's stupid, especially it honestly, the fact that they brought Frost back and just kept her in her usual stupid edgelordy phase. It sucks because we already had one evil Lin Kuei in Bihan who becomes Noob Saibot. So it's like it's kind of dumb to have two in the same story.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. It's like I've told you this before, but I'm not too familiar with Mortal Kombat. Like I played the game, like a bit of the games here and there. I do remember playing the Mortal Kombat versus DC universe. Yes, and I just remember being so disappointed in this game.
Yeah, you're not the only one that was disappointed. No one likes
it. Like it had a good idea.
I played Mortal Kombat at an arcade once.
It started out as an arcade game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and then midway the publishing they closed, like they shut down.
Yeah, I
so
think
some of the IPs.
I think that the last one on arcade. I'm actually going to look this up.
But yeah, like
4. Yeah, so, Mortal Kombat 4 was the last arcade Mortal Kombat. Everything after that,
because everything after that was like console because
the 3D ROM.
By then, like game consoles were like the rage, and like arcade businesses were slowly dying because of like the consoles.
No, I mean, 4 came out about in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But like, I think a reason why some of the arcades closed was because of like consoles.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. Video killed the radio star.
Oh, god damn it. No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I do the singing around here.
Fine. Yeah, I'm not legally allowed to sing. You will beat me with a shoe if I do.
Aw, then we can't do our cover of Robot Hell.
We'll have to do it when he's not looking. Alright, so moving on, this is a little bit of like sad news for me because I love this studio and they don't deserve the backlash. And that's okay. We all know how the recent Golem Lord of the Rings game has been received, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. You have like this studio taking like a well-known IP and trying to craft a game out of it. And okay, it's like the premise for the game sounded good. Just
I didn't say anything.
Wet Toaster?
I didn't say anything.
Like you have like a really good studio behind this game, and just the cost for like the bonus stuff that seemed a little kind of forced, in my opinion. I kind of felt like Warner Brothers was kind of pulling the strings for this, honestly. But what am I talking about? The publisher Del Dick. Sorry if I screwed this name wrong. Del Dick Entertainment is closing the Hamburg, Germany-based internal studio. So, like, this development studio is shutting down, and it's a shame because this company is behind some of my favorite point-and-click adventure games. The Night of the Rabbit, the Deponia series. That is a beautiful series, and so they're going to be focusing more on what is it here? I got the thing here. What is it here? Come on, where is that? I have
Publishing games.
have it here. Like I
Become
just
publisher.
yeah. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, I just it's just it sucks that the the game is not good, and I kind of wish that people wouldn't take it so much out on the development team. Like they had to work with what they had, and like they tried to do making a game is like art. Like, okay, I'm not saying that the game is good. Like I've played a little bit at a friend's place, and we could not finish it just because of all the bugs and the glitches in that. But they tried doing something with such a massive IP, and it didn't do well.
The sad thing is they also had another Lord of the Rings game in their minds too.
Planned. Yeah,
Not
but
sure
it got canceled.
but because this got canceled. I'm gonna sound like a jerk saying this, but I'm not trying to be a jerk jerking it. Honestly, I think a thing focusing on Gollum before all the events of The Hobbit would have worked way better as a movie, not as a video game.
Oh, exactly. Like, okay, we all know that The Hobbit was The Hobbit itself is just one giant book, and yet Warner Brothers managed to split into 3 movies. I don't see why they couldn't do that with Gollum and do like a prequel movie leading up to like the events of when he found the ring. Mm-hmm. Like if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like an idea for a Gollum movie would have been like kind of like what they did at the start of the 3rd movie. Like they showed a flashback of him and his friend finding the ring, and Gollum just savagely beats his friend to death. Like do something like that. Like have Gollum kind of like trying to track the ring down, but kind of in flashbacks kind of show how he succumbed to like the Gollum that people know, like leading up to his like first encounter with Bilbo. Like that would have been a really good idea for a movie, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I still love Gollum. Like I just wish people wouldn't give him much hate. I think I might actually watch one of the Lord of the Rings movies when we're done recording the podcast.
Yeah, I need to watch those movies.
Oh, they're good. Why do you want to use
I wish there was a Gollum-sized football. Gollum-sized football, like just in the shape of him, and that you can use as a football.
Then just why do you need it to be a football? Just kick Gollum.
Because Gollum's not real.
God, now I'm imagining the Charlie Brown football thing, except instead of football, Lucy is holding Gollum.
Okay, a few weeks ago, I posted a piece of art that basically was that scene, but basically Lucy ending up killing Charlie Brown and winds up meeting Columbo.
What?
Yes,
it's in the art channel of the Discord. It's hilarious.
Yeah, awesome. Our server, yeah. Let me think see if I can find it. Yeah, I found it. It's hilarious.
Hold on, I'm gonna scroll back through it.
You have to scroll up. Yeah, here we go.
You actually have to barely scroll up.
Oh,
here,
there it is. I got it.
I love this. It's like, yeah, and there's like if you go on the Twitter, like there's like a few things that, yeah, like she like picks the body up and And then at the end, she's like,
okay, but
"Miss, have you
imagine
seen this
that, but she's holding Gollum.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
I don't know.
Right, but I think it's time. Oh yeah, so before we get to the fun stuff, we have one more thing, and that is apparently Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl was received pretty well despite the glitches here and there, but
yeah.
apparently it was well received enough to actually get a sequel.
Yep.
I still need to play the first one.
Well, depending on how the second one is, you probably don't even need to play the sequel.
Okay, you make a valid argument.
Yeah, it just depends on who they're at, who they have.
That and what changes they're going to make from the system of the first game to the second one.
Yeah, but for those who don't know what we're talking about, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls, it's basically a Smash Brothers clone, but with like Nickelodeon characters.
Yeah,
kind of like when Cartoon Network did Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Which I actually have.
A better example is Multiverses. But Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl actually does one thing better than Multiverses. You can still play Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Yeah, they shut down the servers for Multiverses, didn't they?
Yeah, because early access is over. It's like, oh shit, we're dropping the ball. Quick, let's drop early access. So we can work on this. It's like
stupid.
Yeah, because they knew they fucked up. They knew they fucked up.
Couldn't they also work on the game while the game is still live? Correct me if I'm wrong, but can't they do that?
They could, but they realized that. Oh shit! It's been about 9 months since the last content update. Crap, we're failing. So it's like, yeah. Hopefully it will come back. Hopefully it will now have a free to play moniker now. And hopefully they'll realize, we fucked up. Yeah. But yeah, one of the characters one of the characters that has currently been leaked for Nicktoons All-Star Brawl is El Tigre. Which I'm actually surprised, which I only have one thing to say for this. Why couldn't we have gotten Manny instead of fucking Toph?
Here's my theory.
But, okay, go ahead.
Toaster, give your theory.
I was going to make a joke. Clearly, Nickelodeon took one look at that Disney Channel show Primos and said, hey, didn't we make a show about Mexicans that was way better?
I mean, granted, Primos is more Loud House than El Tigre.
Yeah,
because El Tigre is really about a kid with superpowers, torn between being good like his father and evil like his grandfather.
So it makes sense to put him in a fighting game because he is a fighter. I mean, a lot of people were upset that Timmy Turner wasn't in the game, but for the record, he's not really a fighter unless he's in the comic book world.
There's a reason. There's a reason why Timmy or any of the Fairly OddParents characters weren't in the game, and that's because apparently Nirvana, the Canadian company that actually produced OddParents, Nirvana. Apparently, they own the licensing rights to the OddParents now.
Interesting. So I was actually interesting. I thought it was because of Butch Hartman.
Yeah. So apparently, because
Butch Hartman, why is Danny Phantom in the game?
True.
Because that's because Nirvana didn't publish Danny Phantom. Yeah. That was all Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Anyway,
so that's why we get. Yeah, so that's why we get more Danny Phantom stuff, because that's the character that actually is owned by.
I mean, we only really got Danny in a stage.
Danny. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, if I had to include any more Danny Phantom characters, here's my choices. Danny, apparently Vlad Vlad is confirmed as a
Good.
possible character.
Good.
Oh, that
Good.
should
And
make,
I'm
someone
gonna
really
say this
happy.
right now. I'm gonna say this right now. These are just rumors from what we've heard. Don't take this. Literally, take this with like the biggest grain of salt.
Granted,
If you
I
can.
think the only one that is real
Yeah.
is LT Gray.
Is
That
LT
the only
Gray.
one that's
Yeah, because
real.
you had his creator tweet out a photo of LT Gray, like, guess who's back in All Star Brawls 2.
Yeah.
And honestly,
But-
I'm glad that wait, are we gonna do?
Go ahead.
I guess are you guys still going?
Yeah, we're
About
still
the
going.
Nickelodeon. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we get to that bit. Okay.
All right, cool.
Like, I didn't get to finish singing my thing, but another some possible characters that have been confirmed are Donatello. Thank
Would-
fucking God.
Which is weird considering it's like they're probably would just play the
Yeah.
same, don't they?
Yeah,
What I want to
Yeah.
know is why they're using the '87 Ninja Turtles
Because
designs
that's the
instead of the
one-
ones.
That's the one
I
more
think
people
that's-
would recognize a lot more.
Okay, like they
Yeah.
didn't use the Nickelodeon ones. I don't get it.
well, see, that kind of surprised me a little bit. Like when the first game came, like Nick All Stars Brawl came out, like they chose the '80s style and not the Rise of the Ninja Turtles or like the CGI Turtle series. Like they
Yeah.
just went with the '80s because that's more recognizable, which is it's fine. Like it's still a good series, but
It's
Yeah,
why
true.
Shredder's Revenge looks more '80s Turtles than
Yeah.
than the other
Yeah.
two Nickelodeon series. Even though that one's not really a Nickelodeon
Yeah.
game.
yeah, Nick just kind of published. But no. Another character that's been confirmed for All Star Brawl 2 is Jimmy Neutron.
Which that's just weird.
If that's
I
true?
am very excited about that. Freaking love Jimmy Neutron.
Which is weird, especially
Yeah.
considering how one of the DLC characters for the first game was Hugh. So it's
Because
like
of the memes.
true.
Jimmy's
Sure, that's also why
Jimmy
why
isn't
Nigel
really a
Thornberry's in the game too.
I guess Jimmy isn't really a
Smash
fighter
it.
either, but I guess he could make weapons.
He probably would be he probably will either be like a ice climbers type thing with Goddard or a puppet type or puppet type thing with Goddard.
Oh, I mean, that would be great as long
Yeah.
as Goddard gets you the bark bark. I am
Yeah,
excited about
but,
this.
one of the things that they the league talked about was kind of like, you know how in Smash Brothers you have the final smash move for like the
Mhm.
characters?
That's gonna take a lot.
Apparently they're
Go ahead. Just finish your thought.
apparently they want to incorporate that into the game and like have like a final smash move for each specific character.
That's gonna take a lot of kind of work to do, to be honest. Like
Okay, that's
I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna work out as well as Smash Bros. Because at least for Smash Bros, some of them are really good references. Like Gigamac or
Mhm.
Little Mac. That's literally just basically a unused character thing. Basically the Fire Emblem characters are, except for Corrin, are literally just crit animations. Oh, and Robin. Corrin and Robin are literally just, hey,
Mhm.
here's the crit attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like there's still so much more like there's talks about, but like one of the things that interests me is like from the get-go, this game is gonna be like fully voice cast, like with the original actors.
Something
and
that the original game should have fucking had.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But
Still
another
waiting
thing I
on a
guess is
fucking
like for
still waiting on a fucking English cast voiced One Piece game, Namco.
But apparently, for like they're kind of taking more inspiration from Smash Brothers for this game, and they want to do something where, as a specific character, you have to do boss battles against like something from like that series. And one of the things that was kind of leaked was the Alaskan bullworm from SpongeBob.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
how could they fight that thing when even Sandy couldn't? Is Sandy a character? She
Yeah.
should be.
Yes, she's playable.
Awesome.
Her, Patrick, and SpongeBob.
I'll
Okay,
look
I
up the
would
roster.
say it's a little bit unfair that they went with 3 SpongeBob characters, but let's face it, at this point, SpongeBob is to Nickelodeon what Mickey Mouse is to Disney, or Bugs Bunny is to Warner Brothers, or Mario is to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, based
Or Sonic is to Sega.
Toaster, this is the roster for Nick All-Star Brawl. Helga from Hey Arnold. It's really weird that they chose her but not Arnold.
Well, because she's she's like tough. She could fight people. Arnold seems kind of. He seems a little bit.
They put
like,
2 of the
nicer,
loud kids in this. Toaster.
Yeah.
So it's like that's.
I don't want to think. I've heard, and honestly, that idea kind of disgusts me. I don't want to think about beating up 11-year-olds.
As we already said, Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Cool.
SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy for SpongeBob. Zim, Nigel Thornberry,
Right.
Mikey, Leo, and April for TMNT, and Shredder.
Oh, Ninja Turtles has 4 characters.
Yeah, Shredder was Granted, granted, you needed Shredder. Reptar from Rugrats.
April.
I already said April.
You forgot. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Reptar from Rugrats.
I know why they went with Reptar instead of the main characters.
Yeah, because they wanted to beat up babies. Although people are totally fine with beating up Pichu in Smash Bros. And Pichu's a baby Pokemon.
I don't give that either.
Yes.
I already said the 2 Loud House kids. Oblina from Real Monsters.
I've seen that show.
A nice little throwback.
Yeah.
Nice little throwback.
This one actually surprised me, considering how infamous the person behind it is. Powder Toast Man and both Ren and Stimpy. It's weird considering how no one likes John K anymore. Really fucking.
Yeah, he fell off the bandwagon.
Yeah, so it's like I'm surprised that basically they allowed Ren Stimpy in this. Danny is fine because Butch wasn't that bad. Butch is a terrible person, but he wasn't a pedophile.
Yeah.
Aang, Korra, and Toph, all from the Avatar series. He's Cat Dog, and then there's also Garfield. Because Nickelodeon owns Garfield now.
Yeah.
Are they
so
doing
they have to throw
anything?
Garfield
Are
in.
they making any Garfield shit at the moment?
I don't know at the top of my head. Deepak
They're
knows.
They're doing a Garfield movie. And Chris Pratt's voicing Garfield. Sam L. Jackson's Garfield's dad.
That's actually kind of interesting.
And they'll look
I
better
know.
than anything these days.
It's like that would. I'm actually. Yeah. Do we know who's going to be?
I guess it's
John?
going to be more of an origin story.
Oh, okay. So no John.
I don't know. I don't know who John is yet. Like, I don't know what they're like.
John's Garfield's owner, dummy.
You're talking to someone that grew up with Garfield, dick.
You said I don't know who John is.
No, I was saying.
Deepak, we don't know the guy playing him.
I know that. I'm making a joke.
Damn it! God damn it! I was trying to say I don't know who. Yeah, fuck you. As I was trying to say, I don't know what the plot of the movie is. Like, there's some speculating that it's going to be like an origin story. Another one's going to be like Garfield gets like a visit from his past, like his something with the family. I don't know what they're doing with the movie, but all I know is Chris Pratt's voicing Garfield.
To that one comic series where he basically runs away from home during Christmas and winds up back where he grew up.
Oh no, he didn't run away from home from Christmas. He ran away from a vet appointment.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
I actually have that
still
comic.
around Christmas time.
It wasn't around Christmas time.
I remember it being in winter though.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
You're thinking something
Okay.
else. No, I actually have the book.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So yeah, you had something you wanted to say about Paramount, right, Toaster?
Well, yeah. I mean, this.
Okay, I'll wait.
Oh,
Well, I mean, yeah, this whole
go ahead, go.
thing has been really interesting. It's been really interesting. I'm just really happy that Nickelodeon has acknowledged that El Tigre has existed. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the show, but I remember liking the aesthetic of it and all that. And hey, maybe if it does well in the game, we can finally put it on Paramount Plus.
Zebra Donkey is the best episode.
And again, considering
which one?
Zebra Donkey.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to look around the internet to see if I can find some episodes.
Should I
Unless
explain
they
the episode,
put it on
or do you
Paramount
want to
Plus?
go on to your
No,
thought?
I was gonna say a thing.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
Hopefully they will put it on Paramount Plus if they can learn to get their heads out of their asses. Paramount Plus, I mean.
Segue.
Yeah, Paramount Plus has recently done something I really hate, and a lot of my friends in another Discord hate it as well.
Yeah,
well, I mean, they acted
Plus.
like it was the end of the world, but personally, well, I mean, it's really annoying, but I wouldn't say it's the end of the world.
Yeah, apparently Paramount Plus has decided to cancel the Star Trek animated series that they recently came out with.
Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
It's not just that they canceled it, they completely removed it from the streaming service just as the second season is in production. They removed it before the second season could air. And
God.
And the thing is, they build Paramount Plus as the home for all the Star Treks, and it has been for the past few years. Literally, the only reason why my family got Paramount Plus, well, pretty much the only things I've been watching on Paramount Plus are Star Trek and Nickelodeon. They're drawn together, but that's neither here nor there. But it just seems like a slap in the face that they would bill themselves as the home for all things Star Trek, and then just remove this show as a freaking tax write-off.
Well,
it's a
like
shame
I told you.
I was gonna say, it's a shame because Prodigy is one of the more decent ones to come out recently. I haven't seen Discovery or Picard, but I have seen Strange New Worlds, and I'm kind of split on it. I've seen Lower Decks, and I like that. But yeah, Prodigy was pretty decent, and now it is gone. I mean, hopefully they're going to find another place for it, but I don't know. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that, okay, I've told you this before, but I think the reason why they removed it from Paramount Plus was probably because it probably wasn't doing good viewership-wise on the service, yet believe me if I'm wrong, but they also air it on Nickelodeon. So they could have just decided to actually just leave it on Nickelodeon.
But to remove it before the second season is even airing?
Yeah, that's kind of shitty, honestly. That's kind of shitty. But it happens to a lot of shows, some shows like that.
Yeah, but there is a petition to save the show, and I have signed it, and I think I paid money for it as well. And some of the people who work on the current Star Treks are actually on our side. One of them is Anson Mount, who plays Captain Pike in Strange New Worlds. And another one of them on our side is Kate Mulgrew, who plays Janeway, who reprised her role in Prodigy. Yeah, she is on our side with this.
Yeah, I think actually I heard something about this. I think Patrick Stewart's getting involved because he has a little bit of pull.
Awesome.
And I will say this: Picard is a good series. I've watched it. It kind of wraps things up nicely for the character finally.
I haven't seen it yet, and it'll probably be a while
so good.
before I do.
So good.
I'm watching Voyager and.
It's so good. It's a good series. Second season, Q comes back. You gotta love Q.
God.
Okay, this could be promising. I mean, a lot of my Star Trek friends hate Picard except for the third season, but I'll get to it when I get to it. For now, my top priority is Voyager, and I find myself liking it decently right now.
Voyager, the animated series, and then the movies.
Mm. I forgot that Star Trek did like an animated series, like the original animated series. Like that is old school.
I love it. I love it.
It's cheesy as hell, but yeah, I love it too. Like just.
And one of the episodes actually like influenced the story I'm writing a little bit.
Interesting.
Nice. But all right, yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about that episode later, you, because I am interested in.
I could just describe Zebra Donkey episode right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Basically, Manny gets put in charge of the school's pet donkey, zebra donkey, and basically it ends up dying. It ends up dying, and so they steal Sartana the Dead's magical guitar to raise it up as a zombie.
Yes, I think I've seen this. I think I've seen this one. Amazon, they have like a Nick Plus channel, and my friend Steven actually has that. So when I was over at his place like last year for like Christmas break, I think like we watched a lot of LT Gray as well as Jimmy Neutron, and I think that's one of the episodes we watched. And I remember watching LT Gray, and I'm just like, I forgot how fucking much I loved this show. It was just hilarious.
Well, I need to seek out some episodes
and like,
now.
I
remember liking it.
I love the voice. I love the voice actor who does like Manny's grandfather, like the villain grandfather. Like that's like the best thing about this series.
I still remember the guy's
a father
name,
that's a hero,
Kumaloco.
and yes, it's just so funny. It's like a good series. But yeah, all right. So moving on to some of the fun stuff now. Unless we have any more news to cover.
I have two things I do want to add. One, adding to the Nicktoons All-Star Brawl thing, and another thing I mentioned beforehand.
That's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw a post about some hopefuls that a person wanted for the All-Star Brawl. I'm not weird. I want to share some of them because I do have some opinions. I'm not outright naming this person. I'm also not going to insult them for calling these picks stupid. These are my personal opinions. Yeah. Apparently, this person wants Azula in. No, I do not. To me, if they want to give us a firebender, well, first of all, axe Korra, because I think she uses firebending. Right?
Yeah.
So first off, axe Korra. But I would rather see either Zuko or Ozai. One of those two, not Azula.
But Iroh.
I wouldn't mind Iroh, but I rather would see Zuko or Ozai more.
Yeah, I can see it. Zuko was my favorite Avatar character as a kid.
Everyone
had a crush on
him. They also want Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents. No,
I don't see Vicky working out.
Crocker would be a much better human villain.
I think this guy has a thing for Grey Delisle characters.
Maybe. And they also want the main girl from the Mighty Bee. I have not seen
Higginbottom?
Oh, Bessie.
I've not seen that show, but I don't think it would be good in a Smash-based fighting game.
We don't want to beat up 10-year-olds. Why does everyone think we keep wanting to?
We don't want to beat up.
Olga is the exception because she can actually freaking brawl, I think.
The only things we've done is we've seen her punch Brainy almost once every episode.
She can hold her own. I doubt freaking Bessie can.
Yeah, no, and Bessie's Amy Poehler, and I honestly, personally speaking, I do not like Amy Poehler. I just don't like her brand of humor.
She was alright in Inside Out.
Oh yeah, definitely Inside Out.
But they also, but I think that I do see both of your opinions. I do agree with D-Pad. I'm not a fan of Amy Poehler. Well, actually, no, I do love her.
Yeah.
I love her in SNL. She's awesome. The entire 2000 to 2010 or 2013 cast, that is prime Saturday Night Live. Anyway, the other thing I want to do is apparently another Winnie the Pooh horror movie is basically in a little bit of turmoil.
Hooray!
No.
Winnie the Pooh Beast, which apparently is going to actually go with the evil doll route, which honestly, I respect that idea way more than Blood and Honey. Evil doll route. That I respect that a lot more than Blood and Honey, which Christian Rob for us. Let's just turn to murder.
So we've gone from ripping off Five Nights at Freddy's to ripping off Poppy's Playtime, I guess.
Nah, Evil Doll's been around for like long ass time.
I was either gonna say that or Tattletale.
I honestly would say the evil
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master a lot more.
Chucky, Child's Play.
Child's Play, those ones, those.
Yeah.
Though that's why I can respect that type of thing way more than Blood and Honey. But speaking of Blood and Honey, do you want to know who the reason for the turmoil for Winnie the Pooh Beast is?
Who?
Good old Winnie the Pooh hater, Reese Frake Waterfield. Yes, the director from Blood and Honey. He's basically issued, and apparently he's issued a cease and desist letter to the people behind Blood and Honey, claiming, "Oh, hey, it's like, motherfucker, you cannot do this. This is why I want."
Wow,
It's like, no,
someone's salty.
Me or him?
No. The director of Blood and Honey, he's salty because
he's
salty.
Okay, people get mad at basically big companies taking stuff from low people. This is one of the cases where I'm like, Disney, please just do this. Get the copyright back. Take Winnie the Pooh out from public domain. Please do it.
I don't know. Like the second book is going to be in public domain in next year, isn't it? Now they can add Tigger to these horrible things.
I know. It's like that's why I basically want them to basically just. Please, just keep Winnie the Pooh, Disney. Take it back. This is the type of shit you get when stuff enters fucking public domain. Idiots thinking they can ruin shit.
Implying that companies haven't ruined shit before.
I rather would trust a company ruining shit because then they could just hide it away for years before trying again, rather than small idiots like this who think they have a big big dick out of basically doing one thing, which not a lot of people like. Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey was just a cash grab, honestly. Like it was just a blatant cash grab. And as someone who actually sat down and watched it, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out like halfway through the movie. Just like the plot made no sense.
If you want to do Blood and Honey for Two Guys Review, no. I will be straight up stating no. I do not want to.
Okay, I'll be honest. I was thinking about doing that for the review series, but then I'm thinking, no, I don't want. Like, I hate myself, but I don't hate myself too much.
And you don't want me to hate you. You're already gonna make me watch the fucking Titanic animated movies.
Yeah, that's enough. Like, that's enough torture for you, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna torture you by having you review. Like, I'm not gonna have you watch like Blood and Honey with me. Like, that's kind of where I draw the line. But I don't get why people think that making a horror movie based like on a children's property like is the best idea. Like they think of.
Not.
Like Yeah, it's funny. Like
It
you're
worked for
taking a
Five Nights at
beloved series,
Freddy's.
like for example,
Five Nights at Freddy's also wasn't fully directed at
Yeah.
kids.
I was making a
Yeah.
joke. I just assumed they're all trying to cash in on the success of that. You know, like
that could be it too.
And also,
when
we also
something
should talk
when
about that
something
too.
is successful, everyone tries to cash in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also should talk about that trailer too.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. Like we can actually talk a little bit about that now. So, yeah, we finally got like a full-fledged trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I am actually really excited for this.
I am too.
Is that the one with the red eyes?
You have Matthew Lillard as the
it's the one in television channel for the Discord toaster.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring
I'll send it. Like
right.
I can tag you in it.
Okay.
No, it's right there, right where you.
No, I got it. I'm right there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally the top thing.
As I was saying, you have Matthew Lillard as like the main villain, William Afton.
Yeah, Afton.
Yeah, no, he's William Afton.
Oh, okay.
Michael's the son.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I
Michael's
forget
the son.
that. Yeah, we have who's the main character for this?
Yeah. And speaking like FNAF quickly, a lot of people seem to speculate that like Freddy from Security Breach is Michael. A lot of people seem to think that because he actually wants to help Gregory out in that game and stuff, like kind of shoving him into a suit.
I can kind of see that, but I can also see it as didn't it turn out that the spirit of Golden Freddy, despite the fact that Golden Freddy was like the most scariest one, was actually a gentle soul.
Yeah,
I can also see Golden Freddy being Fred Bear. Fred Bear.
Yeah.
Too.
He's here. He's there. He's everywhere.
Yeah. It's.
Who you gonna call?
But honestly, okay. The thing I like about the trailer though is like they actually use like that music like that's associated with the game, like that Trudar mark, like when like it's like when the night's up, like you hear that sound, like you think Freddy's gonna come for you, so you don't know if he's gonna come for you or if you're safe. I love that they actually used that for the trailer.
I'm looking at it right now. Holy
okay, this is a movie, and so like I'm interested in this movie, and it's kind of interesting that they've actually decided to give Michael a daughter for this movie.
Yeah, and there are some people that are going to say that the last shot of the trailer, which is the little girl with Golden Freddy, that means little girl is going to be Golden Freddy. I do not see them killing her.
It wasn't the little girl Golden Freddy in the games?
No. Golden Freddy was already. All the animatronics were already dead. I think the one that I think the only new spirit.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the trailer here, and there was a hand that came out of the animatronic.
Yeah.
This is unsettling.
Yeah.
This is unreal. Oh god.
Yeah.
Not as unsettling.
Knives. Oh god.
Not as unsettling if you see the ending of the true ending of the one platformer game in where you play a circus baby. That's still one of the most unsettling fucking thing in that fucking series.
Okay, I'm looking at this image of like I don't know if it's Freddy or it's Golden Freddy. It's hard to tell in the light. He looks kind of broken, so maybe it's Golden Freddy. But he has like this blue eye that kind of reminds me of Wheatley from Portal.
Golden Freddy.
Well, he has this blue eye that reminds me of Wheatley from Portal 2. It's like that same kind of gradient.
Okay. There's one character that's in the movie that I am happy that they're including, and that's Springtrap.
Yeah, which is weird really considering he's not really supposed to be in that time frame. It's really weird.
And it's a movie.
No, I get that, but it's so weird as hell.
Yeah.
It's a movie, but keep in mind, Scott Cawthon wrote the script for this movie because he wasn't happy with the other scripts. Like, he wanted to do something that stay true to the original source material, but at the same time, something completely different. Kind of like what Paramount did with the Sonic movies. They wanted to stay as close to the source material as possible, but at the same time, they wanted to do something different. And look how those movies turned.
That's the tricky thing about adaptations. If you're not close enough, you're like, why is this an adaptation in the first place? It could have just been an original thing. If it's too close to the story, then what's the point of making the movie if you can just have the original?
Yeah, Toaster That's Golden. The one with the one with the daughter in the taxi and at the end. Yeah, that's golden.
I'm looking at it and I feel like it's staring into my soul.
That's golden. That's golden.
Okay, I'm gonna stop watching. It's in theaters on my birthday.
Yeah, like back to what I was saying. I think the only new animatronic the only new spirit that occurs after the initial killings is Puppet. I think that's the only one that occurred after the initial killings. Which is weird considering we don't see that in the games. We only see that in the books.
I thought the Puppet was the first one killed.
No, Puppet
the Puppet.
Damn you, Matt.
Don't get me started like this. Don't get me started like on Puppet. Like it's like a whole thing. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some research on the FNAF timeline, and it's gonna take a while, but I will.
It's fucking confusing. It is fucking confusing, and that's the one thing that annoys me about FNAF.
Yes, it is. But but I will like do a review for the timeline and just kind of give my interpretation of the timeline in a future podcast episode if you guys are interested in that.
Yeah, maybe after another trailer or as it gets closer to the movie's release.
Yeah, do like a movie that's tie-in for FNAF. Yeah, but like I'm excited for this movie because like this is one movie that people were kind of starting to give up hope on, and I'm glad that we finally have it coming out. And I have to give props to Scott Cawthon for actually proceeding with this, because with the whole Fazbear Fanverse initiative, like that kind of spiraled into like a dumpster fire. People were worried that this movie was going to get canceled too, and I'm happy that it's coming out.
It looks awesome. It really does.
Yeah. And like I said before, sorry, you go ahead.
No, I think you were going to say what I was going to say, so go ahead.
I'll say this. I am really happy that they actually managed to get the Jim Henson workshop to do the animatronics.
You see, that's what I was actually just going to say.
I'm impressed that they actually got actual animatronics.
They did a really good job. Yeah. It's well, I think again they wanted to stay close to the source material as possible. And, like, you could have done something like CGI. Like, I'm gonna say this now. We're probably gonna see some CGI effects here and there in the movie, but the fact that they're actually using full-blown animatronics for the characters, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just me hoping, but I hope we get like references to like Markiplier in the movie. Maybe Darko, Matt. I'm gonna call it now. Matt Pat's gonna get like a mention or something.
Yeah, which I don't. I'd rather see Markiplier mentioned in this than Matt Pat.
Yeah. But anyway,
Matt Pat's overthinking puts me to shame.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't really like Matt Pat.
Yeah,
at least Markiplier's playthroughs of FNAF series are fun to go back to.
Is that the Bite of 87?
Yeah.
I am the king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Him, Jacksepticeye, and Darko, like, they're my favorite YouTubers that have done FNAF stuff, and Darko still does FNAF stuff, and him, 8-Bit Ryan, and I can't remember who else, but they actually got to visit the set, and they actually got to meet Scott Cawthon for the first time. And
interesting.
I guess, according to Darko, it was like a huge thing for him.
Interesting.
Because him and Scott, like, Darko was actually the first YouTuber to actually interview Scott Cawthon.
Huh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, that's such a good video. But, no, moving right along now, I think. Okay, this next little bit, I didn't mention this when we did the podcast last time, and I've been like, I wanted to do that, but I completely forgot. And as Toaster pointed out before, I do perler art in my spare time, and so recently, well, I guess you could say a couple months ago now, my friend Steven had actually hired me for my first blown perler commission, and he hired me to do some perler art to give to the Runaway Guys. Now, if you don't know who the Runaway Guys are, they're a YouTuber group of like, I guess you could say
it's
YouTubers.
it's a entire big group, but the main channel is 3 guys: Proton John, Chugga Conroy, and Nintendo Capri Sun. Randomly, they will have guests such as Tom Fox, Masayanella, Stephen George. They also have their own charity group that goes Runaway Guys Coliseum, which basically it's those it's basically the 3 of them their 3 guests along with Steven's wife Mal, a few bigger guitarists like such as Toxic Eternity, Family Jewels. Even in the most recent one, we even had Gerard Towhill, the completionist, actually play a bit of a do some stuff for it too. So it's actually it's actually getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but so anyway, he hired me to do some commissions for the Runaway Guys because they were going to be at a convention that he was going to. And so, I did the perler art, and I will pause it. Like, we're going to pause right here so I can actually show the art that I have done. So yeah, this is the art that I have done, and he gave them to the Runaway Guys, and each of them loved them so much. And so then Proton John, he comes back from like the convention. I'm getting ready for bed that night, and my friend messages me. He's like, "Did you know that Proton John's showing off your perler art like on his Twitch stream?" And I'm like, "What?" So I was like, yeah, he's showing your art off. So, I log on to my Twitch account, I go in, son of a bitch, he showed my perler art.
Right.
And just, honestly, I'm still kind of riding high on that, but I've had people that have told me that, my perler art, I'm never going to get anywhere with it. And you know what? It's a hobby thing for now. Like, the fact that Proton John actually acknowledged the art and that he actually likes it, that means something to me because I put a lot of hard work into my perler art. And I think I've told you guys before that my perler art was also featured in one of the Sonic comics, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had sent in some Sonic coasters that I made with my perler art for Sonic's 30th anniversary. And how in the end of the comics, they do an art section, they showed off my art in one of the comics, and that to me, that meant a lot because EU and Toaster know how big of a Sonic fan I am, and they remember how crazy I was going when I found out that my art got featured. Yeah, so I like to because now if I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with my art and that, I like looking at this video and realizing that if it's good enough for Proton John, I can do something with this.
Aww.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. You're my friend.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, Toast, Yu knows that, I had, a falling out with one of my friends. I'm not gonna name his name. It's not 50 cal. It's not 50 cal. It's another friend. The former friend's friend decided to attack not just me, but he also decided to insult my mom. Decided to insult the fact that I like Sailor Moon and Fraggle Rock. But the big thing was he decided to insult the podcast and how quote unquote shitty it is.
What?
We may not be the best podcast around, but we have fun doing what we do. We're just three friends sharing our interests, sharing with you guys our opinions on things. And I love doing this podcast because it's one of the things that I look forward to. And I've said it multiple times. I am so glad that we are doing this, you.
I am too.
I'm so glad you guys invited me on it.
Yeah. We started out as a duo and then kind of turned into a trio.
We're
threesome.
freaking Carly, Sam, and Freddie, I guess. I don't know. We're on the internet, so I don't know.
No.
Carly.
No, we're Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Oh, God.
Or Huey, Dewey, and Webby.
We're freaking. I'm trying to think of we're
it
Fry,
gets
Leela, and Bender.
Oblina. Yes. And you're literally Bender because you're a toaster robot.
Right. Does that make you Leela?
I don't want to say something because I don't want to get smacked. So, maybe. Please don't hurt me. But no, so before we wrap things up, it's our 30th episode, and so something that I wanted to do for it was I wanted each of us to take a moment to talk about our favorite cartoon character and like favorite episodes just in general of like something. And so do you know who you want to talk about?
Not right at not at the top of my head because I've been a bit busy and distracted with other stuff for right now, so I do apologize for not having a character in mind.
Do you want to give us your answer next week? Yeah. I was just gonna say, do you want to give us your response next week?
Because for those of you that aren't in the Discord server, I am taking a bit of a break from streaming for either this week and next week. Well, I don't know, because I'm currently thinking about a few stuff, a little bit of stuff. So it's like that's kind of been taking a little bit priority. So I do apologize for not having a thing ready. So
you can give us your response next week. It's no problem. Yeah. We'll just turn things over to Toaster right now. She can start first.
But I do actually want to bring something up real quick.
Okay.
Quick. This actually happened almost about an hour ago. Thaddeus Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
The character designer and programmer for Nick All-Star Brawl, tweeted out a picture of Twitch's famous Kappa emote and Injustice 2 Michelangelo.
Kappa Mikey!
That's what the people are thinking.
Do you have a picture of it?
I can link up the I'm gonna put the Twitch thing up onto. I'm going to put it up right now. Well, not right now because I'm just getting the link right now. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Right. I'm also going to be putting up the putting up right now just so we can see this. Yeah, there we go. I've put it straight up. I'm just the size. But yeah. There you guys go. But yeah, like I said, you guys I've literally just said what it is, so I don't really need to show it to you guys, but I'm still just gonna go ahead and just show it to you guys. But yeah, it's like that's recently come out basically today.
Yeah, I'm like I love it.
Okay, I can get behind this.
Kappa Mike is also another show that needs to return.
Well, it needs to be on Paramount Plus if they can get their heads out of their asses. I mean, I'm not sure I want a reboot because,
All right. So anyway, yeah. Toaster, do you want to start off with like your favorite character in that?
Right. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. You guys know that one of my favorite adult cartoons is Futurama.
Mm-hmm.
And was originally just going to talk about Bender, but I think just the relationship between Fry, Leela, and Bender might be what really like holds the show together for me. One of the things I will say I like about Bender specifically is that he's a jerk character. You know, he insults people. He will smoke openly. He will steal stuff, commit crimes all the time. That's what he loves to do. But, you know, it's shown deep down that he does care about his friends. You know, he's always saying kill all humans. Hold on, I wrote this down recently, my favorite Bender quote. All those times I said kill all humans, I always whisper, except one. Fry was that one!
Yes, from the episode The Sting. That's actually one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, I think that might be my favorite episode as well. A lot of people talk about Jurassic Bark and Luck of the Fryrish being some of the best episodes, and they are. But I feel like The Sting is one of those episodes that really does hit that balance between comedy and emotion for me. I was prepared to like make a list of some of my favorite bits from it. You know, the "You Stink," Bender's great, deal with it. That funeral, which now that I get the reference, I understand it is a Wrath of Khan reference, and also Scruffy plays "Walking on Sunshine" on the bagpipes, which is, you know, Fry's favorite song. And I actually didn't realize that until I was watching the episode last night. I'm just trying to think of some of my other favorite bits in the episode. There's some pretty decent foreshadowing when there's this scene where Leela has a dream about Fry and he sticks his hand through himself, which is foreshadowing to something later. There's the "Don't worry, be happy" scene, which actually left me a bit uneasy the first time of it. And one of my favorite bits, the "You killed Fry! You killed Fry!" Like, I remember the first time I was watching that bit, I was laughing out loud.
You kill Fry! You kill Fry! Yeah. And then Bender's like, you kill Fry!
And then Leela just sucks him up with the vacuum.
Yes.
One of the things I also really appreciate... You were going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I love that song that they sing in like that episode. Just don't worry, be happy.
And the bee is just stinging people, then explode.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like about it is that I guess it constantly keeps you on edge. Like, is she dreaming? Is she not dreaming? I mean, if people have seen the episode, they already know it was all a dream, but it doesn't feel forced at the end because she keeps going in and out of these dreams, and lines get so blurred. And it's really sweet that Fry was, you know, with her the whole time. I actually really like Fry and Leela as a relationship. And back to the foreshadowing, you know, the seer went through him, and she all... Yeah. I kind of got off track there.
Yeah, you cut off a lot during that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so you were speaking about the funeral. Did you notice, like, at the funeral there was like a radiator?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just banged a radiator.
That's a
girl from a radiator planet.
Fry.
That's a radiator.
That's radiator.
Yeah.
Again, it's really hard for me to talk about just one of the Futurama characters.
Within 5 feet from here.
I think next week, like before, because like we talked about it before, but Futurama's coming back. I think we might have to talk a little bit more about like our favorite Futurama episodes, like next week maybe. Talk about a little bit more.
Marathon the whole
there's some really good ones.
I will automatically say this.
I might have to marathon the whole show just like I did in college.
I will automatically state this. I do not like the movie season.
Score is awesome, but everything else,
I liked Bender's game.
I do not like Beast of a Billion Backs. It is probably my least favorite Futurama thing ever. Yeah. It's one of those episodes that feels like it's trying to be a social commentary, but I don't know what it's commenting on.
Yeah. Okay. I will say this, like I am gonna talk a little bit about like my favorite character and like my favorite episode with that character, but one of my favorite Futurama episodes, it's from the later season. It's when like Fry goes like back and like he kind of like talks to his mom at the end of the episode.
Game of Tones. Game of Tones.
Yes, Game of Tones. And like just that ending, like that was just so sweet because you think that it's Fry's dream, but it turns out that it was his mom's dream. Yeah. Like that is just so sweet. And like, go ahead.
I do want to kind of something that's always bugged me. In the first episode, in a few of the episodes, we see that you kind of see that Fry's family is a bunch of assholes. In the original seasons, they only show that Yancey wasn't a full jackass. It took until the Comedy Central seasons to give that same treatment to their mom and dad. I kind of want to know why did it take them that long.
I don't know.
I think it was because maybe cause here's the thing. I think they were maybe kind of like running, like trying to figure out like an idea and that. So like, I think they wanted to do more emphasis like on Fry's family, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That could be. Yeah, the Common Cold episode, like with Fry and his dad, like at the end he didn't win like the science fair, and like him and his dad kind of bond. I loved that. And then you have Game of Tones and Jurassic Park will forever be like one of my favorite episodes that will always reduce me to a blubbering pile of mess because just the ending just makes me cry every time I watch it.
It's one of the few things where I actually did get the reference going in. It was a reference to Hachiko, right? But it was a dog in Japan who waited for his master for 10 years.
I think.
Actually,
I'm actually going to look that up.
Yeah. But no. I like that episode just because Bender becomes incredibly jealous towards Fry and Seymour.
Yeah.
Again, one of the reasons why Bender might be my favorite, his energy.
Oh,
I mean, he's a jerk. He's a jerk, but he has fun being a jerk. He will rub his behavior in everyone's faces. I mean, the show obviously is aware of him being a jerk, but they have a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found a thing about this, but I did find two interesting pieces of trivia. This one's going to basically make you both sad. Apparently, the episode was going to be about Fry's mom, not Seymour.
Oh.
Yeah, about finding her body. Yeah, that would have been really bad.
Oh.
Also, this one...
Yeah, I don't think that would have been as sweet as the dog.
Yeah. And this one I never noticed, but next time I watch this episode, I actually am going to keep out. When Fry's at the cryogenetics lab, as he drops the pizza on the table, if you look in the trash can, you can see Nibbler's eye.
I thought it was the silhouette.
Yeah.
It's either one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this out.
Yeah, Futurama has a lot of attention to detail.
No, it was the eye. Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah, that episode when Fry finds out that Nibbler's the one that was responsible for him freezing. Yeah. Good one.
It's actually, the ending is more of a reference to Three Dogs. The previously mentioned Hachiko, Oof. Scotland's Greyfriars Bobby, in America's Shep.
I did not know there was more than one dog that did that.
Yeah, neither did I.
But at least we know that that Seymour had a good life with the other Fry in Bender's Big Score.
Which I always found just a really weird fucking twist. Ugh.
Yeah. Just wow.
I thought it was sweet.
But no. Yeah, but no. Getting back to like, he has his moments when he can be a complete asshole, but he does care, especially about Fry, because Fry and Bender. I've said this, and like me and Toaster, our friendship's kind of like that, honestly. Like our characters.
I'm not as
Rihanna
big a jerk.
Yes. Yeah, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, when we role play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's
so
fun.
Apparently, the producers received hate mail for the episode due to the ending.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's still a really good episode.
It is.
Yeah,
Damn.
definitely. All right. So, anything else about Bender and Futurama that you want to say, Toaster?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of Bender moments I really like. I will say one Bender moment I kind of like. Remember the second anthology of Interest where they
Oh, he becomes a human.
Yeah, and he totally loses it. Totally loses all control.
Hey, baby, you want a grilled cheese sandwich?
That was a fun time.
But he just said woo. That was pockets of air escaping his fight. Woo!
Woo! Yes.
I also love that the show gives a lot of representation to toasters. Good news, everyone! I've taught the toaster to feel love.
And then Bender just kicks it.
Drop kicks it. Okay,
No,
I wonder if Bender knows.
Normally kicks it.
Yeah, I wonder if Bender knows that baby toasters are apparently instant robots. That's according to what Toaster's saying.
That's what Kids Next Door taught me. So as far as I know, it is canon. Literally, I got that from Kids Next Door, and I believed it all my life that toasters were baby robots.
So that's why you get upset when I accidentally drop a toaster.
Exactly.
Well, I'll try not to do that next time. Okay.
All right. Well, when you rebuild me as a bigger robot, you'll be sorry. Well, we got to get money for it first.
That just means you're not going to get rebuilt.
Yeah. Keep it up. I'll just build you so you're just a head, a head on wheels.
Tiny Tim. She'll become Timmy Tim.
Yes.
One of my arms is literally a crutch.
Yes. So the next time you take me off, I'll just kick it and just ow. Yes. All right, but all right. Do you mind if I go then, Toaster, so we can wrap things up?
Of course not. Let's hear about it.
All right. So okay, this one I honestly really had to think because there's so many characters that I like, and it was a toss up between Sonic and Donald Duck, and then talking to a coworker, and then she's like, "Why not this character instead? Because you really know a lot more about this character than you do about Donald." And I'm like, that is true. And so it's a Disney duck, but it's not Donald Duck. It's Scrooge McDuck. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Growing up, I absolutely loved the Uncle Scrooge comics. They were my favorite comics before the Sonic comics kind of came into my life. And so I'm talking more about the Uncle Scrooge that was done for the Disney DuckTales reboot, which is a freaking good series because that Scrooge kind of stayed a little bit closer to his actual source material. And I don't think I've told you guys this, but you guys know that Scrooge got his number one dime, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how he got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you told me about
apparently, Scrooge's father, Fergus McDuck, was the one. Yeah, apparently Scrooge's dad, Fergus McDuck, was the one that had given the person that gave Scrooge the dime in the first place, because he wanted to kind of help put Scrooge on a good path, I guess, and it kind of just inspires Scrooge to actually seek his fortune.
Aww.
Yeah, and the thing I like about Scrooge in the reboot is, like, while he is a little bit grouchy in that, it's emphasized that he does care about his family, and it's why at the beginning of the reboot, why things are kind of between him and Donald because of something that happens in the show that I don't want to spoil because I know Yu wants to see it.
And I also want to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been meaning to watch more of the original DuckTales with you.
Yeah, we need to start doing that again.
Exactly.
Yeah, we haven't found the right time to actually do it. But no. The thing I like about Scrooge and like in the new series and that is that, yeah, he cares about like treasuring that, but he also cares about his family, and he'll do anything to protect them, including Huey, Dewey, and Louie, because he feels responsible for something that happened that caused the disappearance of their mom. That's all I'm going to say. And so, my favorite episode for the reboot of DuckTales was House of the Lucky Gander, where we actually get Gladstone Gander, Donald's lucky cousin, into the show. And
that was
Gladstone
one of the episodes I actually remember watching on. One of the episodes I remember watching in the original was about him. Like, I think I remember watching it on Toon Disney as a kid.
Yeah. Gladstone's voice for this reboot was voiced by Mr. Peanut Butter's voice actor, Paul F. Tompkins, God. I think that's the name. Yeah, and okay, he played the character to a T because Gladstone in the comics, he was like obnoxious and like he'd always kind of rub it in Donald's face that he's the lucky one. And Donald's like the one that kind of has to like live in poverty, like kind of make ends meet, kind of has to scrounge like to support himself and the nephews. So in this one, like Gladstone actually needs their help, and he kind of won't say it until like the last minute. And so the episode kind of ends like with Donald and him being forced to do this contest, and if the whole thing was if Donald wins, Gladstone gets to go, but if Gladstone wins, Donald has to stay behind. And you kind of feel like you think Scrooge would not agree to this, but he agreed to it, and so you have Donald just like, wait, what? And so Donald of course ends up losing, and he gets taken, and so you have the nephews extremely pissed off at Scrooge, and then Scrooge just 3, 2, 1. Donald gets himself booted out of the casino because his bad luck kind of caused the casino to like diminish into like nothing.
Damn.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Hilarious. And the other episode I really liked from the reboot was when they brought Darkwing Duck in.
Okay, that sounds awesome, and I need to see it.
Oh, because like, okay, in the show, like in the reboot of DuckTales, Darkwing Duck was portrayed as a TV show, believe it or not. And so you had like,
I'm not gonna question that.
Yeah, and so the actual actor that played him in the show was Drake Mallard. A nice little reference. And like the actor that played Darkwing Duck before, like Drake Mallard, he was voiced by Jim Cummings, the original voice actor of Darkwing Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that Darkwing, eventually at the end of the episode, he becomes Negaduck. And we do know that there's a Darkwing Duck series in the works, kind of centered in that universe. So I'm hoping Launchpad makes an appearance in the show.
Awesome.
Because he was the W sidekick in the Darkwing Duck series. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's I love the comics that Dynamite is putting out with Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles. They're both really good. And I'm sitting here reading these. I'm like, okay, I want DuckTales and I want Chip and Dale back as comics. What the hell, Disney? Get to it. But with that being said, I think it's time we wrap things up for this week's episode. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
We didn't mention our sponsor, did we?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
But again, huge shout out to the podcast sponsor, Swift Energy. Remember, if you guys purchase things,
oh yeah, now I remember we did.
Be sure to use code Yin Yang and receive 15% off on your purchases.
Again, all one word.
One word.
The link for that site will be in the description below.
Yep.
And You Use Twitch channel will be posted in the description below. Same with our Discord server and Toaster's Deviant art page.
Still making art. I'm attempting to write.
Yep. As always, be sure to follow you over on Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to the Split Screen Squad. And I think that's pretty much it. So until next week, you guys, I'm D-Pad. Later days.
This is you, Kirby. Take care.
And I'm Robot Toaster. Have a good night. And don't scramble the toasters!
Ah, come on!